Hi everybody, thank you for coming by to see a flip through of this journal. I'm Kimberly, coming to you from Journal Breeze, and I couldn't be happier that you're here. I have been working on this journal for over a year and a half. Yeah, not every day, let's be honest. I started it with a wonderful collection of beautiful fall papers from Ruby and Pearl XO back in the fall of 2021. And I love the colors of this season. I love the foods of this season. And I really worked hard on that journal. And I was going to put on a cover that I was making out of some sort of unusual ideas that I had. And I just got, into the Christmas season. And next thing I knew, I was already into January. And I didn't go back and put on the cover, which in retrospect is a bit of a good thing, because I ended up changing it extensively. And partly that's because some really incredibly beautiful additional digitals became available in 2022. And I swapped out many of the pages that I had made. I left in all the ones that I had originally made with Ruby and Pearl XO papers, because they are so spectacular. If you want beautiful oranges and golds and beiges and whites that are warm, her kit from that year is incredible. I love her golden dress kit too, from I think last fall or a year before. But that first one was just right up my alley. So I have just made this into a really different journal than how it had begun. And now it's become my friend. I really love it. I spent many hours on this, and it spoke to me. It kept telling me there was more that it wanted me to do. And every time I truly thought I was going to be able to film it and officially be done, it honestly would just, come out and say, hey, you forgot about adding something here. And it would even offer up what I could add. So I have grown to really see it in a different way than some journals I've made. And I'm kind of sad it's over, but not, because I'm excited about what I have coming up. And also because I'm so proud of myself, really, for finishing something that was pretty mediocre as I look back on it and turned it into something that's gorgeous. So I hope you will enjoy this flip through. I think it's going to be probably on the longer side. I don't know. And I only say that because I have so many things I added to the pages, little hidden areas and decorations. One of the things that I do is I fussy cut things and add them to digitals. And they're not always obvious. So I think when, sometimes when people think, oh, I'm going to go get that kit, they can't find the page that I did, because in fact I had altered the page. And I might point those out a little bit more in this journal, just to kind of help you think about how you could alter your pages, which I think is half the fun. We have these wonderful beginnings, and then we get to make something that is more our own. And I like that idea. So I wanted to tell you about this Battanburg lace. This is actually a string that was used to make these curlicues that go in here, which is pretty incredible. This material is string, and she made this whole outer part by hand, and then she attached it to this beautiful white linen. This is the back of my journal. And when she got all done, unfortunately for her, the center part did not lay flat. And of course that always is such a problem when you're trying to combine a center into a stayed top. So I don't think she ever used it. And I bought it many, many years ago, just at a fabric dealer thing in person. And I never really had a way to use it because it didn't lay flat. But it's barely noticeable really here on the side, and it's so gorgeous that I was really happy to use it. I wanted to point out that a lot of blood came onto the Battanburg as she worked on it, and what I have really found to be my friend, blood over here, there's just different places where she pricked her finger, and I am using a white colored pencil. This one is by Kimberly, my name, General's Kimberly Watercolor White. That works really well. And then I also have charcoal white. That also works fine. And I think I have another one that worked out okay too. So I just put it on there, just rub, rub, rub. And I do it, and then I come back and do it again. And so it gets several layers. But it lightens the blood, which is what I'm going for. Here's a little piece right here. And it's in the crease. So it doesn't really show very much anyway. So it's something you can do if you have blood spots that you don't want to show. Probably some of you like them showing, but I didn't want them to show. So this was a wrap, and the reason that I chose to use this, besides just being glad to find a use for it, is that this is the real cover of the book. And it is an 1850s quilt that I own. And I know it's 1850s because it was in a patchwork of, actually it was Irish, what's it called? Irish, I can't remember. But it's an Irish pattern, and it's red and green, and it has red and green checks, and then and they're on point. They if I can remember the name, it would be clear. It'll come to me probably later. But I had to cut this out between the different red and green. Well, under here is a piece of red, which is dyed with something called turkey red. It was the most expensive fabric for many, many, many years in the 16 and 1700s, and so it wasn't synthetic. It was actually made from mollusks, which are a fish like a barnacle, and they would squeeze out little amounts of it, and it could make purple, and it could contribute to turkey red. Hope I'm remembering that right. And there was also cacti that had berries that they could squeeze out. And then it was, the reason I got the turkey name is because it was discovered by a turkey in Turkey how to make it stay in cotton fabric without leaving due to washing and light. And that was the main problem until the later 1880s. They couldn't come up with synthetic fabrics, cheap man-made dyes to go into cotton because they would fade so quickly or they would wash away so quickly. So turkey red was the first, and indigo also, which was even earlier than turkey red, so let's give credit. But the reds came about, I can't remember exactly. I used to know every date to the T, but I don't anymore, and so I can just tell you that it was 1700s at the latest, early, and I think it was 1600s in India. Yeah. So anyway, the way it disintegrates, the way it deteriorates is that all of the cotton stays on, all the cotton threads this way, but they all fade and they start to separate. The warp goes away, and you just get the long strands, and you can see the cotton batting through it. And so really it's just going to fall completely apart. So I wanted to cover it with something. So this is a reproduction fabric of a probably 1800s, early 1800s fabric. I think I got it like in 1990. And I turned the edges under and did a little slow stitching. I don't know if you can see that or not. No big deal, believe me. I'm not good at it, but it was fun, and I was happy to slow stitch. That way, in the future, somebody could take this off and they would see the turkey red under it. And it's just historically a really valuable fabric. So this was the outer edge. You can see the quilting stitch here, whereas the quilting stitch here forms a wreath with petals. Do you see the petals? These are the petals or leaves, and then this is a flower on the inside of the wreath, and this is the wreath. So it was an alternate block. In other words, on this red and green quilt, there was white solid with this incredible quilting pattern, and then there was the red and green check. And it was a beautiful quilt. But it was really, all the green and red were deteriorated so badly that there really wasn't any reason to keep that part around. So I'll find other uses for the other fabric. But in the meantime, I really wanted to cover my journal. So that's why it's white. You're thinking autumn, white winter. I know, but I really felt that it was cozy, and the cozy part of it went out for me. And I also really cherish that it's 1850s, and I thought it did look pretty with this wonderful sari ribbon that I got. I think I might have gotten it from Color Silk, I think is the name of the place. Beautiful gradiated colors, and those are so pretty for ribbons. So here we go. So some of you that are following me on Instagram are probably aware that I washed this quilt fabric before I applied it to the book, and there is a quilt seed, a cotton seed right here. Do you see how it's a little bit yellowed? Well, that's a cotton seed. I can feel it, but of course I never would have known to look for it. And there were other cotton seeds around, but this was the big one. So that's fun. It's pre-cotton gin, or pre-everybody having a cotton gin, because the cotton gin, I think, was discovered late 1700s, now that I'm thinking about it. I think like 1792 or something. I could be totally wrong. I used to be so good at textile history, I've just forgotten some of these more obscure facts. But finding a seed in cotton isn't that rare in certain time periods, but I haven't really noticed it in things that I own, because I don't usually, have a wash of them when they're this old. They're kept pretty pristine, and so that was really cool. I was happy that was there. This is an antique fabric from 1880s. Now it's pieced together. These are 3 different pieces, and it's a beautiful fabric. And I was considering using it in place of this on the back, but then because this was the back, I thought, well, I don't really want this to get a lot of wear and tear. So I decided to put it on the inside and turn it into a pocket. This needs kind of a thick pocket. So I thought that worked out well. I lined it with muslin completely, turned it under with the muslin, and it should last quite a long time. So I was happy with that. Excuse me. And I liked how this pink mauve color, kind of played off this mauve color here. And then, of course, the reference to the browns of fall, I think, are really pretty in this piece here. It's got a little blue, it's got a little blue there. So somebody did a lovely job of putting this together. I have a lot of old blocks and things that I'm more than happy to sell. So if you're looking for any particular era or colors of antique fabrics, give me a DM and I'll be happy to look through my stash for you. So I filled this with chapter 1 paper. I love this paper. This was a red-orange book, which I liked that it was red-orange because that would, go with the fall theme. And then this, I used a piece of, this was a napkin, linen, a linen that's not a fine linen. It's a linen with wider threads. So I like that because even though this has got some elegance to it, it's also, you know, not. It's an in-between kind of thing. I wouldn't call it grunge, but I would call it, you know, everyday, an everyday journal, an everyday woman. So this, to me, was like the perfect, I actually put this on the back as well. I just love it. It's from their French cottage kit. And then this, I have actually shown you before, but I really did a lot to add to it. Okay, so this original, sorry about that. I'm trying to sit down. I think I hit my head into the camera. Oh, well. So this is, I think, Ida Jane Designs. And I added washi. I really got crazy on the washi from Chapter 1 Papers. They have got the greatest selection of washi that you can print out. I print it out on paper a lot of times and just glue it down. I have yet to find really good sticker paper that I like, so that's partly why I do it that way. But I also don't like the shine that you can get sometimes with the sticker. So it works, beautifully on paper. And I made this little piece over here. And I love this old house in the reference. I feel like that kind of fits this book. This book is mostly textile oriented. And then I added this collage with more of their washi, some of their labels from the seed packets that recently came out. This, of course, is texture pasted, and I put this other piece of washi up here. And then I added washi to most of the papers. And I just felt like that really added more color, which I liked. These are all just, that's from Ida Jane. This is from an old needlework book, so I put some needlework pattern on the edge. I forget where that's from. This is from their French country. French book. Oh yeah, great quote. A friend is someone who knows the song in your heart and can sing it back to you when you have forgotten the words. I mean, isn't that truly what a friend is? I love that. Ida Jane, more of their washi. And then I have cut out a piece of doily and aged it a bit and put it on there. And that's it. So just sort of a fun piece that I made a while back, and I wanted to find a way to use it. So this worked out perfectly for me. So now we start the book. And here we have a card. These are from, you like my little rick-rack? This is from Sampool. This is from Sampool. This I found on the internet eons ago. I like this early 16th century book paper. And this is from Pixie Dust Files. And then I cut out textiles, and it's the copies of them, and I glued them in there. And this is from a wedding dress. I coffee dyed it. And this pocket is from Paper Cameo, as is this wonderful frame journal card and this other frame journal card. I mean, look at this gorgeous page. Oh my gosh, I just love it. And then I felt like this was just a beauty next to it. So I love this beginning. This and this look the same. So that was perfect in my opinion. And this goes here. This is also from Ruby and Pearl. It's a pocket. It's got a wonderful note card in there. You can run it at the back. And I just found it interesting to put different things down here. I don't know, I got into a scrap mood, and I just really enjoyed making this journal. It was so fun. These are textiles that I glued down there. This is Ruby and Pearl. This is really a book page from a very old book. I think this came from Roxy Creations. I bought one of her old book page packs, and I believe this came from her. I love it. It's so fabulous. It's a really nice paper, and of course it's got all that aging on it, foxing, and it's just gorgeous. And this, these are more of the Ruby and Pearl, beautiful fabrics in this Booksellers. I cannot remember where this came from. And this came from Paper Cameo. And they just make for a beautiful page. Didn't want to cover this up. It's too spectacular the way it was. This is Ruby and Pearl. No, this is Ida Jane Designs, I think. No, it's Ruby and Pearl, because this blue is her. Pretty sure. You know what? If I get it wrong, check the other, okay? It's hard to remember everything. I put a doily that I aged here, and then again up here, thinking that that would, let's see if I can bring this down. Yeah, good. See if, you know, to make it sort of, I don't know, kind of come together a little more, because I think a lot of people would cut this out, but since I wanted to use the page as is. And then this is texture paste, this whole word sweetness, and then the flower, and that's it. It's just these corners and the texture paste. This, I've just had it forever. I don't recall who made that page. This is Ida Jane, and this looks like the texture paste, so I was kind of wanting to put some texture paste on here. This is a tag that I made a long time ago. The base of it is, this part of it is from Tracy Fox. I love these tags. I made flowers on all of them and decorated every one differently and just enjoyed it no end. I just thought it was the most fun thing. So I added these flowers in this snap, and then I hung these tags, Hopeful, Promise, and I have the bulb pin and an antique button up there, and then I added a tag to the top. This is Timeless, and then this is from an old piece of calendar, for real, calendar book that I had from the Barnum and Bailey Circus. Yeah, one of the employees, I had his calendar book. I still have a bunch of those pages if you are into circus, but you can't necessarily tell, you know, from the pages, but he has written on a lot of them. So let me know if you want them. I'm in a selling kind of mood. And then we flip over here, and this is, I think it's one of the two, Ida Jane or Ruby and Pearl. And then look at this beautiful postcard. I mean, I just love this postcard. It's really a postcard. And, oh no, you know what it is? I cut it out of a calendar, an old desk calendar that I have. I just love the way the colors go on this page. And then same thing with this, one or the other. And then I made this collage look. This is the photograph I own, and I copied it onto this paper from Rachel. And I just thought it looked super cool. And this is from Paper Cameo. This, I think, is from Ida Jane Designs. And we have a dove theme going on. Dove, dove, and dove. I know, a little over the top. I just could not help myself. It was just too easy. So I went for it. This is from her new kit, Love and Light. She has a few pencil pictures. And this is from her old Christmas kit, her original Christmas kit, and I turned it into a pocket. And this is her paper in the background from French stamps. And then this is from one of the two ladies. I really don't remember which, but this wonderful envelope is from Ruby and Pearl. And I left it open. No, paper cameo. I left it open so that I could write in there or put something in there. I love the back actually more than the front, but I wanted to keep the theme going for the dove. I just thought that was fun. And then I opted to lay her down in here because I didn't really want to cover up all the doves. And then this little guy goes in there. And it's stenciled the back. And so we have more from Ida Jane and I think this Souvenir de la France. And then inside, oh, look, I didn't color the inside. Beautiful prayer card semblance from the paper cameo. Love this one. Look how intricate it is up there. Just beautiful. So it'll always be in there probably, so I don't have to worry about that, I don't think. Plus it's my own. And then this piece of lace was just so gorgeous. I decided to make it a belly band, and I wanted it to hold this piece of paper right here, so I glued it so it only had a small opening. And this is the paper cameo paper that I adore, and so I did a little fancy edge. Can you see that? And then I glued this lace inside. I like this. And there we go. And now we're to the center of the first signature. Well, this is from Raindrop Lila. Gorgeous kit. Charlotte is what it's called. A name I love. And I put brown French paper down here, but otherwise it's all her kit. I mean, all these wonderful fabrics. It's a beautiful kit. And this is a postcard of Italy that I have. And I just thought it was so beautifully matched with this. Some of you may recall when I made this, it was a while ago, but I've glued it down. And I'll open it up for you because it's a fun piece. So that opens like that, and then this opens like that. So that's one look. And then there you go. You get the whole span. The way the houses used to look in the 16 and 1700s. Salt boxes is what they were called. These are emulating what we think of as Pennsylvania. And I love Philadelphia, so I was happy to find a use for this in my autumn journal. And I covered the pages so I could write on them. And actually you can close up both ways like this, or like this. So it's kind of fun. This is a sticker, and this is another piece of paper. So, yeah, these are all from different places. This is a magazine. And now we move into another Ida Jane Designs. And I've glued this key down and put gold glitter on it. I don't know if you can see it. It's so fun. Can you see it? A little bit. A little bit. And it's obviously stenciled. And this is from Chicago, Illinois. I used to live there. And it's copyrighted. It's old. What is it? 150. Oh, I don't know. I can't read it. I forgot how. It's old. sheet music, so I wanted to make that part show. Oops, there we go. And I just love this. It's very Victorian and just so pretty, and I figured, I can write in here. Love the scene with the girls who are putting flowers in the base of a tree. It's just very beautiful, lake and mountains. Beautiful picture. And this is one of my all-time favorites. This is from Paper Cameo, and she has that in her newest Valentine kit as a corner piece. So I'm looking forward to using that. This is the doily that I tea dyed or coffee dyed. Another dove. Yes, indeed. I did think about putting it on the other one. But I felt like it went with this page really well. It's Paper Cameo page, more Paper Cameo. And these swans in this paper are Ruby and Pearl. Just love this. Misty background. Kinds of bridges they have in Boston, by Harvard, and also France, obviously. Old kind of bridges. So I just thought this was a very mellow, introspective page. Love the way this looks. And this is a little bird I made a la Wendy's Journal Adventures. It was so fun. You just take a piece of strip of paper and you just tie it in a knot. Then you cut a bird head and you cut a bird tail. And you're done. This I got from Shop, Sarah in France. Crafty paper or something like that. Anyway, I covered up something on there I didn't much like, so I really like that. Love this picture. Just so beautiful. Love all the turquoise. So I picked a turquoise earring as the charm. It's the only one of the earring that I had left. And it's a beautiful piece of turquoise. So I was happy to find a page where it would actually look good. And this picture, who is this from? I don't remember. One of the women I've already mentioned, shops have this picture. It's Raphaelite, obviously. And I put a gold pen around the edge, you can see, and backed it with coffee dyed paper on this page. Just love this whole thing. It might be Souvenir de la France. Honestly, I don't remember. This is a sort of unique thing. This is a corner tag. Oh, I better stand up again. I can see I'm falling off the page. Sorry, you guys. This is openable, and then I can write inside or put something inside. And these are tags from 2 different kits by the Paper Cameo. And this is one of my very, very favorite papers ever. And it happens to be from Ruby and Pearl. I love this page. Love it. And it really looks like it should be in the center. And originally when I had this autumn journal, I had 3 signatures. But for some reason I thought I should put it down to 2. It turns out I should have kept it at 3. Because there's more room in the spine than I anticipated. I was kind of debating about 2 different books, and I ended up with one that was a little bit wider than I remembered. So this beauty is in, I think it's that same older kit, or maybe one of her newer ones. But yeah, you know what? I think it's in her newer fall kit, because this is, and I love this as well. So I am putting it here so I can see it. I love this Japanese framing, and it can easily, there's plenty of room for me to write. I can add a picture, I can decorate it. I love it. So since I couldn't use it without splitting it up from side to side, I opted to paper clip it in. Since it's my journal, I can do whatever I want. That was my thinking. And this page, I think this is Souvenir de la France, maybe. And then I made a couple of, this is a stamp, embossing stamp, and ruby and pearl paper. And then this is probably, I don't know, scrap. And then I just added a piece of book paper that I'd written on, and thought they looked kind of mellow with this, and about what I wanted. I wanted this to feel mellow. You know, autumn can be a very mellow time, and I love that about it. I love that it's summer's over and the hecticness is gone a lot of times, and you can end up having, you know, a nice mellow time till the holidays start. So that's what this is really reflecting, rather than the brighter colors. And this happened to be a card I had that I just loved, really. And I don't use a lot of purple, but I loved the marigold color and the white and the green. So I decided to cut the card in half and glue it down to this page. And then this is another floral that I loved, and I thought is another chance to kind of use the purple, because I really don't use purple very often. So that was fun. I think this is a page from one of the Ida Jane or Ruby and Pearl or Souvenir de la France. And more of this wonderful paper here. Don't you love that writing? It's so beautiful. I don't know. I mean, I want to say German, but I don't see any. It could be Norwegian. I don't know. I don't know. This is a tuck for another beautiful page from Ruby and Pearl. And this is a book, Quilted Provence, that I own and love. So I wanted that beautiful part to show. This is from Ruby and Pearl, and it's a beautiful collage, but I added French paper and a little textile paper, just to kind of change it up a bit. And then this is more textiles that I found on Pinterest many, many years ago, and more of that stamped, embossed. It's an embossed set of postmarks, really. And then I stenciled the back. And this is the back of that front piece that I showed you from Pixie Dust Files. And then I added this under here. I could stick something in. I wrap this around. Just didn't want to throw it away. It's such a beautiful piece of paper. So this is beautiful too. I could put that like that. Oh yeah, that's pretty. So this was a piece of lace that was very fragile. So fragile it broke, actually, while I was kind of putting it down there. So I glued it down so it couldn't be a pocket. And got some of the glue didn't really go away. It's kind of a bummer, but just thought it went so beautifully with that. This is obviously a damask, and this is lace, but beautiful. Oh my gosh, these kinds of laces where each petal is a different design on that netting. Oh, it's so beautiful. Just so beautiful. So that's just a look at page. I want to put this back here because it could get caught in there. And then remember this. This is my beautiful ephemera holder. Well, I ended up turning it into a stationery holder because this journal doesn't have a lot of pages for journaling on, because I love the digitals, but I am more than willing to write on something like this and then paper clip it onto a page so I can still take it off and see the incredible page underneath. So I put in some of my favorite papers. Love these pads I bought ages ago. I don't know where they are or where they came from at all. It was so long ago. And these are pages that came out of something, and I coffee dyed them. And this is stationery from eons ago just ages and ages and ages ago, and I'm so happy to be able to use them. I mean, literally 30 maybe years ago even on this. I've saved it so long. Yeah, I used it as stationery, but a whole bunch came in the container that it was in. So, and then look at this cute thing. Isn't that the cutest? Just love it. It's just stationery. And then this is a hidden note thing. And I really like it, and I could not find a place in the journal where it really went. So rather than not use it, because I think the colors are so perfect, I opted to put it in here. And who knows, maybe a place will show up later that would work well for that. I don't know. But I like all of this. These are in the French Cottage kit by Chapter 1 Papers. And this, of course, is Ada Jane Designs. This I don't remember. And I stamped that on. So that's not really on there. And then this let me use my rose gold, which is very fall. And, what I put in here is a bookboard. This is made. I fancied up, glued that in, glued that. Fancied up some beautiful paper by Paper Cameo. And this is glued on, that's glued on, that's glued on. And it's on a plastic advertisement for a cell service company. And it fit in this pocket, and it could go behind something and really provide a good amount of, hardcore writing. So I was happy to be able to find a home for that. And this is another paper from French Cottage. Just love it. This is from Souvenir de la France. I had fun adding this lace. I don't know if you can see this. That's what's really on her head. And then I put this there. I think it looks so cute. And I love these laces. I got them recently from Crafty Bits, Sarah's shop, Crafty Bits. Just love them. So I was excited to kind of fancy up that page with something I love. And now we're getting back into Ruby and Pearl. And this is Torn Pages, I think, William Morris, Torn Pages. This is Paper Cameo, cut out of one of her recent fall kits. This is a embossed paper I made to go in here. It can be written on the back. And this is a Tim Holtz card that I put a sliver of William Morris on, I think from Paper Cameo. I just love how it looks, and it picks up the blue over here. Oh my gosh, it just looks so inviting to me. This is a calendar piece that I cut out of a big calendar, as you can see. And this is Ruby and Pearl. This comes out completely, but it's really tight, so I won't take it out. This is a piece of ribbon I glued on, and another piece of lace over here. And the pocket is also Ruby and Pearl. So all in all, if you look at the whole thing, I think this is a beautiful spread. Just love it. Texture paste. This is also tatting and doily under here, and then a piece of the Paper Cameo, and a piece of Italian paper from the kit that I got from Rachel. And just these peaches and these peaches. I mean, so fall. Oh, I just love it, love it, love it. I really don't want to not use these papers other seasons. It's silly not to. They really bring me great joy. This is the rest of that daily. Something could be tucked in there. More of that paper. This is called a pillar print. These are pillars, like on a building or a wall. This is the American Eagle. So it's French print, but American. And early 1800s fabric. Beautiful, gorgeous, and the colors are so beautiful. A lot of kids have this pillow print, and they make it different colors. This is a piece of paper, vellum, that I put over another piece of paper, and I think both of them are from Rachel. And this is tatting. It's a blue and pale orange. Oh, you know what? Oh my gosh. Okay. Can you see that? Oh, it's beautiful. It's all one piece. The lady sewed the whole thing at the same time. And in there is this incredible, you'd think it was made by the same people, but this is from Paper Cameo. And I put a little blue in the top to go along with the blue. This is from Crafty Paper Bits, a recent haul. And this is from 1920s, 30s quilt pattern called the Japanese Lantern. And I love it. I love this pattern because every single diamond shape is a different fabric. So it's a cool pattern. So that was fun to feel with things I love, really. And then this has lace across here. I got that from Crafty Paper Bits too. And this I got from internet eons ago, like Pinterest. And then this is a wonderful old Tudor, and I can write on that. I just like the orange feel of this whole thing so much. And more beautiful orange and brown and rust. This is Ruby and Pearl. This is Paper Cameo. It's a pocket. This is a tag that slips off, but I don't want to take it off. And then I've got it backed with this incredible black and white photo from a book, and then this incredible paper. Where did I get this? It might be from Vintage Scrap Papers. Might be from Ida Jane. And this is from Ruby and Pearl, one of her, I think, LaBelle. And another one of the birds from Wendy's Ideas. And this is from Raindrop Lila. Love this paper and this kit. Ida Jane, Ruby and Pearl. This looks like lace, but it is on the print. So I loved it. Love, love, love this. Oh, and wait, is there something? No, I backed it with a really cool philosophy book. It was a French philosophy book, or English, but only about French philosophers. I love philosophy. And then this is from Souvenir de la France, and I just love it. This is from Rachel. No, this is from Ida Jane Designs. And I just love it. It looks embossed. I love everything about it. So these ladies are on a shopping trip, and they're shopping for textiles, and these are samples. And they're also, this is from Roxy Creations, one of her older kits. And they're also shopping for their man and for more mourning types of clothing. These are from Crafting with Joy on Ko-fi. And this is another page of samples, different. And I just love them. And they went so beautifully with this page from, oh my gosh, I think this is from Ida Jane Designs too, or Ruby and Pearl. And this is more of LaBelle, Ruby and Pearl. And I stamped that Oh, I just love it. I love it so much, even though it's pink. And I love this so much. I love textiles. I love pictures of textiles. I just love this whole thing. This is a piece of book page. I think it's that philosophy book page numbers that I took off that other page. So pretty. And this is from Ida Jane, and then I added paper on top of it. I like to cover things that colors that are, I don't know, I just like to do things to the pages more. So I added those. And this is the chapter 1 fabric. Remember this that I showed you that I printed? This is more of their kit. I think it's the Ritzy. I'll put it back in a minute. And a label from Tracy Fox. So cute. And then the back looks like this. Oh, so gorgeous. Really, I was hard pressed to know which I should put up because they're both gorgeous. But keeping with fall, and this is Ida Jane. Okay. So this is probably also Ida Jane. And this became a pocket. This is Ida Jane behind here. This is Paper Cameo. And this is Souvenir de la France. So this is Ida Jane, I think. Or Souvenir de la France, probably. And then coffee or tea-dyed glassine paper. So pretty. So I didn't want to really write on it or decorate it because I really like it. So I'll write on it when I use this. Okay, so pretty. And more of the Ida Jane. This is the center. So this darker fabric and crochet was on this side of the paper, and then this was on this side, and I covered it up. Oh, here we go. You can see it. This is what was over here. So this actually is a lighter version of what's under here. It's beautiful, but I really, really love this. So, yeah. And this is an old reproduction fabric. This is another paper from one of my aforementioned people. And put it in this textile thing. This is all part of the Ida Jane page. It's really a great page. And I don't think I intended to use this great big paperclip forever. And then more of that Ida Jane design. I just love it. I don't even want to do anything to it. It just feels so Victorian, bordering on morning colors of the Victorian era, but I love how it's gradiated. I just love it, and I love this house. I like this design. I could do without the lady, but she went. Just beautiful page. And this is, you know what, this is Ida Jane design. So is, if that is, then so is this. Ida Jane designs, because this and this. Okay, so that's the page, and then I added this little cute, I made a little cute thing out of this lace. This is a beautiful piece of lace. I don't know if you can really tell how delicate and beautiful it is. I had it loose, but it was kind of crinkling up. It's so beautiful, and this is a piece of silk ribbon behind it, and a little thing from Lisa and Olive, but I just love that lace. This is pink. These are green. This is beige. And then this pocket over here is Paper Cameo. And I made different items. So you got this, and then I made this a pocket too. So I copied an index card and stuck that down there. This is from an envelope kit from Rachel, And I collaged this on there, and these are on here. But it's a cool envelope kit. Really like it a lot. This orange is what made me want to put it in the fall piece. Let's see. Did I put this? Yeah, I think I put these 3-4 pieces on here. But it's a beautiful piece. And then this is more of that lace, a little more colorful. Maybe you can see it better. I don't know. But it's a beauty and very dainty. So I put it on a piece of embossed paper that I made. Oh wait, they go here. Oops. And okay, there we go. So yeah, I just wanted to go sit on that chaise with her and look out that window and be with all those books and just have this whole feminine, super feminine feel. This doesn't open. This is just beautiful the way it is. And it's either Souvenir de la France or Ruby and Pearl. I think it's Souvenir de la France though. This is an old piece of Indian fabric. And this is from Heather's old Christmas kit, old. This is from her newer kit, Love and Light. And this is from her newer kit, Love and Light. They're just so cute. I love the lights back here and the way it looks. And this is Rachel's paper. So it looks like it's 3 parts because it is. And I don't know, I just thought it went well. I just thought it was a texture feeling page with a lot of, brownish, greenish, a little bit of gold colors. Got a pocket in here, and the picture I put inside is an old house and a wonderful piece of chapter 1, their August Promise paper. It's so pretty, it's so fall. And then this old country house, I thought, this is actually near where I live, and it still exists. It's in a museum today. So I wanted to have those there. And then this, did I show this? Yeah. So this is another one of the mirrored tags. Oh, it's a mirror from Paper Cameo. Another doily that I tea-dyed. And Ruby and Pearl. And then this opens up. This is from Ida Jane. And it's just so pretty. First of all, I put a pocket back here. So this would be a textile. And then this is all the way it is on the digital. I didn't do anything to it. And this is also the inside of the digital. I just love it, so I didn't really want to do anything to it. It's a beauty, just the way it is. This is more of that paper that's, very early 1800s. And I used a ladybug on a bobby pin as the page holder because I wanted this to stay out more. Some of you probably recall this piece that I made from Rachel's wonderful Victorian lady kit. This is a Tracy Fox tag, and I made this picture or a pocket on top of more of that kit, and I put in this. This came from Paper Bits, Crafty Paper Bits. Cut that out, glued that on. Love this color that the French would use. And this is all part of that same kit that I just adore. And these are the Foxy, Tracy Fox labels. And then this is the tag I put inside, French paper, and this is Tim Holtz. And more of that beautiful ribbon, folded up the French paper, and I just thought it turned out pretty. So that's a pocket, and then the back of this is completely covered so it can be used. Oh well, I'll put it on later. Okay, and this is a book. Oh, this is on the other side. Okay, this is a pocket. Okay, let me put it back, kind of. Can I? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this would go here. This would go. Oh boy. Oh darn. Okay, hopefully that'll work. Okay, so this is a pocket. And these came from Ruby and Pearl. And I put it on a, font. Backed it. I thought this was a booklet of paper, but you can write on the inside. And then, when you turn it over, that's when this incredible envelope shows. So this is the other part of that pillar print. And I have the back of this inside here, which looks really pretty. I love this. Just love it. And this is an envelope indeed. It's one that I made into a pocket. Whoops. Right here. And this is a beautiful textile. Gorgeous. Pheasant and plum tree is what it's called. Bird and plum tree. And this is from Paper Cameo. And I had this on here originally, but because I thought it balanced out the blues, but then when I had it on, wait, where's the page I had it on? Here. It just needed to be beige. The blue just was too much with this other blue, so I covered it with a very old piece of crochet. Yeah, so beautiful. Love these colors together. Tracy Fox pocket, Italian paper, another pocket with paper that I embossed, Tracy Fox, more of that beautiful color. I mean, just look at the colors. I just love it all. I love the shapes. I just love everything about it. This is from Ruby and Pearl, as is this. And really, I could have gone with just this and been very happy. But this I had somewhere else and I moved it and I really wanted to use it. So now I have it on here. And I do think it's beautiful. Paper Cameo. Cameo, one of her postcards from her postal kit. And some of the ribbon on the side. And then I made the booklet out of it. Out of more of her paper, and then some old draft paper I had. So that was fun. And then this I made into a pocket. It's from Ruby and Pearl. And this is the end of the signature. More of the Souvenir de la France. And then on the back, this was a raw edge, unlike the front, which was finished with the napkin's own drawed thread design. So I covered it with a very new piece of thin lace that I got from Crafty Paper Bits and glued one of the pockets from Paper Cameo. And these are cards, HEC cards that I made some time ago that I did not frame and have not used. So I thought, well, I will use them here, and then if I do frame them, I will be able to use them still. But I do love them. And I actually, inside of here is my own business card that I'm no longer using. So I had a heyday one day and made a whole bunch of business card ATMs. And that goes in here, that goes in there, and then this was just kind of, and this is that wonderful paper by Chapter 1. So that is it. Oh yeah, and this does show. I wondered. So I like that. So that is my girl, my autumn journal, set for use whenever I decide. Doesn't have to be fall. And I am so grateful that you guys stuck around and watched it. I hope you enjoyed it and will come back again. I'm going to do a haul in my next video, and the haul came out of my own closet, which I totally didn't know I have, and the box is filled with lace. So I will tell you how I discovered it, because it's a little story of its own, and then I actually didn't go through it. I've put it aside, and I'm going to show it and see it for the first time in eons, probably 20 years myself. So it'll be fun. All right? So have a wonderful day, you guys. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.